Right. So, hi everyone. Today we have two special guests in the Quiver podcast, and maglolokohan lang tayo today with with Coach Migs and Coach Jello. So, say hi guys.
Hey
Hello,
guys.
hello.
Uh,
Hello. Thanks for having us.
So this is yeah yeah. Thank you for coming onto the show. And we try very hard to be a biased podcast, but lately everyone is saying na
May
di
bias.
ano parang di daw di daw kami biased. So we're gonna go back to our biased roots. And I think I do remember like back in 2012, see watching that the championship matchup where both of these guys played for LaSalle Green Hills. And I guess just as an icebreaker, guys. As early as then, no, nasa GH ba kayo, did you guys know that you were gonna be coaches already? Or is it something that you developed over time nung nag-college na kayo?
I can start. I think both Jello and I could say that we wanted to be basketball players. Like that was still the ultimate goal. At that young, we were still grinding to become basketball players, to become pros. Pero my passion for strength and conditioning started second year high school pa lang kasi Jello and I would always be hurt. We would always be injured. And
Ah,
so I would always need to catch up to team trainings. So I had a personal strength and conditioning coach of my own. Shout out Coach Bong Basilio. Siya yung personal SNC ni Evanelli. Until now,
okay.
actually.
Okay.
So, second year high school was at 2011, diba? So 2010. He would always explain things to me in a scientific way that I would still understand as a high school student. So that sparked my interest in the field. Sabi ko, if I'm not a
Mm,
basketball player, parang gusto ko gawin to. So yeah.
I see, I see. Ikaw, Coach Jello, same thing?
Actually, ever since talaga when I started playing basketball,
Hello?
all I wanted talaga was
Ayun.
to make it to the pros. Like, ganun naman eh. Like, that was the ultimate goal of every basketball player at the time. Pero again, uh, the when I started doing my rehab for my ACL, torn ACL, kasi I tore my ACL twice. For those who don't know, I tore my ACL twice. So 2012, that was third year high school. I tore my ACL during the finals, and then rehab ako for 8 months. And then after that rehab, I got to play for 3 months lang, and then I tore the other ACL. So basically, I tore both ACLs on my knees. And then during that rehab process, dun na nag-start yung interest ko for rehab and strength and conditioning. And then when I was choosing college kung saan ako pupunta, ang in-applyan ko was sports science talaga. UP and UST. And as you all know, I went to UP for college for 5 years. And then yun na,
Mm.
that really sparked that interest in strength and conditioning.
Yeah, so parang nag-split up kayo, no? Ikaw, Coach Migs, you went to
Mhm.
UST, right?
Yeah.
Oo, so nag-split up kayo doon. And I guess, siguro sino lagi nag injure sa inyo sa training?
Ah, di na
It's
namin
a joke, ah. It's a joke, ah. It's a joke, ah.
hindi na hindi na namin mabilang 'yun. Sobrang we've known each other since grade 4, so dami
Yeah.
na naming teams together.
Oo, I see, I see. Okay. Anyway, so, all right. So, there we go. So, I guess we'll start with that lang as at least the very quick icebreaker. But also, like, Um, now let's go quickly into the championship, into this season. What a season, guys! And everybody talks about both of you as the main guys who really got Kian and Mason back. And um, I know you talked about it a little bit in the podcast of Nabs. Quick shout out to him. Like he's a friend of the pod. Pero kayo, like at any point in time, did you guys think that they would come back like this and also contribute like that in the finals? Or was it something that you were taking day by day?
To me, I had I had really high confidence kasi I've been down this road before. As I said dun sa podcast ni Navs, I've gone
Mm-mm.
through this with Robert Bolick.
Mm-mm.
So, and I don't know if Bolick was, like I said, a Wolverine type player na mabilis mag-heal, but I know Kian was. I know Mason wasn't, but I had, belief that they would make it back by the time we needed. As long as what Coach Topek said na, as long as we're in the finals, they would contribute. They would able to contribute.
Mm.
So we just needed to get into the finals so that they could still help us win.
Yeah.
I see, I see. And ano, Coach Jello, sorry.
Yeah, kasi I remember nga, like again, parang when Mason got injured, we had this meeting nga with the entire staff. So, basically, nagbilang lang kami ng araw at linggo nun. So, parang sinabi lang ni Coach Topik sa amin na ah, aabot ba siya ng Final Four. So, pero syempre kami, we had to be cautious din kasi again, there were may mga orders yung doctor. Shout out Doc Mark Castro. May orders kasi siya na PRP muna and whatnot. Tapos no knee bending, yung mga ganun. So, we had to play around it. We had to play around that restriction. But again, we took it day by day. Pero like what Mig said, we were really confident na they were gonna be back. And unexpectedly, Mason came back right before the Final Four. He got to play pa the last two games of the second round. So, yun, naging blessing din nga yung bumagyo. So, everything got pushed back. So, nagkaroon kami ng extra week para maihabol
Mm-mm.
si Mason.
All right, and talk about the culture that you guys built in this team with the strength and conditioning. I remember kasi parang when you guys first came in 3 years ago, um, parang lagi kayo hina-hype up ni Navs na you guys were the best in the field, and I know you guys are. And how did you get them to buy in versus what was there before, especially from a nutrition standpoint, from a discipline standpoint? Sabi nga ni Vic sa amin kanina na it's easy to outwork your opponent, but it's hard to outdiscipline them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
how did you guys get that? How did you get that buy-in from everyone?
Actually, for the past 3 years, and we've been putting premium on not just the hard work, but the devil kasi is in the details, diba? So it's the quality of work that we wanted them to focus on. A lot of education sessions, hindi lang, a lot of meetings with them wherein we would educate them about their bodies. And thankfully naman, these players really wanted to know more about their bodies and they would ask more questions. So that's what Jello and I appreciated. Like, lagi namin ka-text yung players on what they needed to do to to get better, diba? So, and yun, they rely on, just recently, they rely on wearable tech to dictate their days, their lifts, they rely on numbers and percentages, not just, random weights, diba? So, yun.
Yeah, and to add to
So
what
that,
Mig said, ang laking bagay din nung ang laking bagay din nung uh, trust na binigay sa amin ni Coach Topex to handle that 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 side of the team na parang he gave us full control of what we want to implement and kung ano yung intensities for the day, kung ano yung dapat kailangan gawin, when to have a day off, when to have a hard day, when to have a long practice, when to have a short practice. And basically it all boiled down talaga to again the culture of what Coach Topex wants to implement. So parang there was this one time talaga when we first started, parang nagpa-weights kami. Parang anim lang yung dumating out of the 20-man pool. Anim lang yung dumating. And then when Coach Topex knew about it, oh, he really got mad. He really got
mm-mm.
disappointed in the team. And simula nun, parang when the boys started seeing results, ayun na, yun lang naman yun eh. Like, we wanted the boys to try it and and umaabot na sa point na sila na nagsasabi na, oh, this shit works. So, yun, that's where the buy-in started. And then, yun na, tuloy-tuloy na siya.
paano niyo na ano yung culture na yun
Yeah.
na parang
I have
and
a,
also with the tendencies. Yeah. Go,
yeah.
Brian. Yeah, mas parang with the
Let's see.
tendencies then
So
like
good enough.
kuno
I'll have something next.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
so for, it started with I guess my relationship with Coach Topex kasi we worked way back in Phoenix pa sa PBA. So shout out to my mentor then. He's the one who brought me in, si Luis de Mesa. He started that relationship we're in. The strength and conditioning coach is the boss in terms of dictating practice intensities and for us to be able to peak for certain games and even towards the end. Imagine in the PBA we were the only pressing full court pressing team, right?
mm,
Like nobody does that. And imagine like the pieces that we had, parang not so strong, but we were still winning. So that was the argument when people were trying to get Coach Topics in Lasal. Like this guy is winning with not so strong pieces. What more if he has the support of like Lasal management, diba? So, yun. Kaya kay Coach Topex talaga nagsisimula yung culture. Siyempre, like, with that culture of scheduling, hard, medium, and light days, the players would know that they're gonna push today kasi alam nilang bukas makaka-recover sila kasi light bukas. Mga ibang teams, yung mga players parang nagtitipid kasi natatakot sila na mag-sore the next day. Pero sa amin kasi naka-schedule, so they know that they can push because tomorrow they're gonna be able to recover.
Yeah.
oh,
In that note, parang I've I have this question kasi syempre not everyone trains the same way. So una,
mm.
how do you manage different players? How do you build schedules na individualized and at the same time uh, as a team? That's one question from me.
Like kunwari ako, like you'll never get me to train in the morning. But you can get me to train at night as long as you want. Just as this example, like I'm pretty sure there are
Yeah.
some
And
players
then
na
others
ganon.
would,
Or are you guys like, de, discipline talaga tayo? I know KQ opens your gym yata at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
Migs?
yeah.
Parang nakita ko nga yun eh. Oo. So how do you guys do that? Like how do you guys manage that?
Well, with regards naman sa scheduling nila, lalo na pag may pasok, we always ask for their schedules. Kunyari pag alam namin na oh, you guys are free at this time, at this time, this time. Lalo na pag morning, oh, pumunta kayo ng Activate para matutukan namin kayo. Like a few guys, oh, like Luis, Jacob, JC, yan yung mga pag free yung mornings nila. Ano yan, 9 times out of 10, they will go to Activate and be with us to train para sa morning natapos nila yung lifts nila when they get back to Lasal, they could only focus on the recovery, makakapagpahinga sila para by the time na mag-court practice, again, they could already push again. Makakapag-push sila. Kesa yung parang isang buhos, parang again, pag isang buhos kasi with weights and skills and conditioning and court practice, parang may mga point during those times nakakapagtipid sila or hindi nila nakukuha yung full benefit of it because again may fatigue na nakasama and whatnot. Pero pag ano naman, pag hindi talaga nila kaya na ano, cause of class schedule or whatnot, they lift weights before practice. So around 2:30, 2 o'clock to 2:30, mag-weights na yan, nakakit na ng razon yan. Then after that, we go straight to practice. So far naman, schedules were being managed. Shout out to the student managers who work around their schedule. Pero yun lang naman siya. But props din to the players for their effort in managing their time. So mostly yun lang naman yun. Just manage their time well.
yeah. I remember my running coach now because kami ni Gio for background. We joined marathons before and I think we did specific trainings. So, naalala ko lang ulit. That's a good reminder to me to do my workouts every now and then. So stepping away from the gym talk first and moving on to how it feels on the hard court. So around this time last week, Wednesday, we won the championship. So personally, how does it feel right now? Is it fully sunk in? I know ko nag-champion na tayo with Lasal, with you involved in the team too. But how different is this time now compared to season 86?
Yeah, Jello and I we had lunch and we were just saying na parang hindi pa rin nagsisink in na nag-champion kami, especially with how tough the championship was and our role in it. Like, there was a lot of pressure on us, diba? Syempre, people were saying we needed to get Mason and Kian back. So, it's definitely a lot sweeter. Pero, syempre, parang hindi ko rin masabi kasi first, parang rookies kami sa team na yun eh. So, parang ang saya din nung 86 kasi yung nga, bagong staff and everything.
And to Jel, especially, medyo may konting, nabanggit mo nga rin sa usapan niyo with Nabs na of all the championship series, laging UP. Hindi man lang nakuha ang Ateneo or NU or USD yung
Oo.
kalaban. So how did it feel like? Of course, diba, may attachment with the other side.
But the first year, the season 86 one, yun yung pinaka that was for me the weirdest feeling ever. Kasi, again, first of all, I never expected to be a part of the DLSU coaching staff. That's one. And two, parang you've already dedicated at least 5 years of your life for UP and building that program, being part of the dark days into the crossroads of the team to now being successful. Kumbaga, I saw the progress where UP was talaga, kung saan sila nanggaling and kung nasan sila ngayon. So being in LaSalle, who's already an established program talaga, parang ang weird eh. So, ang daming differences. But winning a championship with LaSalle hits different talaga. Really hits different. I've been with UP. I played in the finals on my last year. Iba rin naman doon. Iba rin yung pride na nakuha ko doon. Kasi nga, cellar dwellers to finals appearance. Pero dito sa LaSalle, again, iba eh. Parang you take so much pride in it, lalo na, again, someone na LaSalle Green Hills graduate who's watching LaSalle games as a kid. Diba? Parang iba yung maging part ka nun. So, this championship siguro, this second championship is I would say much sweeter because the journey was hard. Kaya mas masarap yung feeling nung nag-buzzer na, wala na. Siguro, last 30, last 40 seconds, iyakan na kami ni Migs eh. Kasi iba talaga yung hirap this year.
Yeah, I remember Sophie touched on that, diba, when she guested.
Oo. Parang sabi niya, she looked for you guys first kasi parang sabi niya, you guys were the closest down to her age. So, and we asked her at what point did she feel na magcha-champion na. How about you guys? At what point did you feel during that game na hindi, ate na talaga to?
Nung, Boris's end one. That was the turning point, yeah.
Ako for
Yeah.
me, hindi. Ako hindi
Medyo
yung kay Boris. Yung sa akin was, yung crazy sequence. Yung they trapped Remoga
JC's layup.
sa half line.
Yeah.
Tapos kinipas niya na steal ni JC, tapos na steal na Remoga, tapos na block ni Mike, tapos na block ni Mike, nakuha ni Harold, ni-rebound ni Jacob, tapos yung layup ni JC. Nung na-shoot na yon, nag-timeout, sabi ko ito na yun. That was like seconds to go. So sabi ko, ito na yun. Tapos yun na. Nang di ko na alam kung ano nangyari sumunod nun. Umiiyak na ako nun.
Si Jello ata yung
Medyo kinabahan
isa sa
tayo.
mga unang umiyak eh.
Nakaano pa si Raylan eh. Nakapahabol pa si Raylan.
Buti 3 points lang, hindi 4 points.
Oo,
Kasi
binitawan.
three points na yun,
Hawak-hawak ko na yung championship shirt eh. Binitawan ko na nakashoot si Rayland eh. Sabi ko, shit, gago.
Di ba kayo kinabahan na ma-Adamson tayo dito?
Oh,
Like just the
right.
way UP was shooting.
Hindi.
Like did you guys worry about that?
A little bit, pero wala eh.
Wala. Ako talaga,
Like-
after that JC layup, sabi ko, wala na, tapos na to. Whatever happens, free throws game na to. Asa na tayo sa free throws. And
Oo.
I was confident na with the free throws kasi nakashoot na si Mike ng free throw. Pag nakashoot na si Mike, okay na ako. I'm happy.
Okay.
Bro, guys, I swear, ang daming haters ng Lasal sa free throws nila. It's not like they don't work on their free throws, bro. They work on their free throws.
They
And they
do.
make
They
it.
do.
They make it. In practice, ang tagal nila mag free throws. And I've seen Mike make 30 straight free throws, bro. Swear. So it's just really like, it should be
Yes.
mental training. And buti naman na sa dulo, they were mentally strong.
Oo, oo. I mean, yeah, kami we would just joke about it at some point na baka makiba yung ring sa DLSU versus sa Araneta. But
Tabi
of
niya yung
course,
isang
like,
ring
but
sa
if you look
Razon
at
Hindi ko alam kung
Ligas,
napansin ni Mitch
oo,
yun tsaka ni Jello.
oo.
Yung isang goal natin, yung malapit sa elevator. Medyo ano yun tabi niya yun
So, avoid that
So,
side.
anyway, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so okay. And then I guess yeah, thanks for saying that the team. We have a question though. Hindi ba kasi lumalakas yung players natin, lumalakas yung pulso nila.
That's not true.
Hindi naman. That's not true.
As long as you shoot more than you lift. Like Curry
Yeah.
is the best shooter, and he's gained 15 pounds since entering the league, and he becomes a shooter every year, a better shooter
Yeah.
since he came into the league, diba? So as long as the players shoot more than they lift, then they're gonna be fine.
Yep.
Yeah, may naisip akong tanong kasi I remember when Kian was about to be cleared, of course we follow our coaches on socials. Nakikita ko yung mga one-on-ones. So I wanna know kung sino so far yung best na one-on-one na kalaban for both coaches. Kasi mas active si Coach Mix, pero baka si Coach Jello also doing some post one-on-ones with them. Sino yung parang you look forward to, yung tipong baka may postahan na on the side or whatnot? Sa team, within the 3 years. Si Evan ba? Si Kian ba? Si
Si
Jacob?
si Jacob. Sobrang galing talaga nun one-on-one. Like, but I feel like we're draw right now in terms of the wins we have against each other. Pero once Jacob gets hot talaga, parang kahit anong tira niya, pasok talaga eh. Kahit yung body niya contorted na, papasok pa rin talaga eh. Yes, KQ is easy to guard, bro. Like, but Jacob's hard. Like, pag minute talaga si Jacob, wala.
Ako for me
How about si Coach Jello?
si Raven. Si Raven. I always ask him to play one-on-one with Raven, lalo na sa post. Kasi we've kind of felt that he's so malambot, quote-unquote. Pero pag nandun na siya sa ilalim, sobrang haba niya kasi. So, parang nagiging times 2 yung height niya pag tinaas na ni Raven yung kamay niya. So, kaya parang, for me, ang sarap niyang i-challenge. Parang ang sarap niya i-challenge. As a competitor, ang sarap niya i-challenge. Kasi, pero pag binangga ko siya, 9 times out of 10, matatamaan talaga siya, makakaramdam siya. Pero it compensates for his length. It compensates for his length. Like, ang haba niya talaga. Like, pag tinaas niya yung kamay mo, hindi mo na makikita yung ring. Ganon si Raven.
That's interesting. Parang yun ba yung signal na punta pa siyang weight room kapag nababangga pa siya na
Yeah.
parang kulang pa.
Oy, Raven leads the league, the MPBL in blocks.
grabe.
Blocks.
Yeah.
Ano siya,
Yeah,
super,
congrats to
super
pa
underrated.
namin ako congratulate yung mga
Raven.
former
Sobra.
Archers. Yeah,
Yeah.
can you say that
Yeah, the Abra
we
boys.
missed him in particular? From your point of view, of course we have to respect Raven's decision to go to the MPBL, but did you think that at some point in the season, especially when we sat down,
Yeah. Jel and I talked
sir.
about that nung
Yeah.
nagtatatalo kami. Nung pangit yung
Yeah,
2-3, we were like, we wouldn't have this problem if Raven was still here, mga ganun. Buti na lang nag-step up si Pabs.
Agree. Mix kasi nag-post
Yeah.
na rin ako sa Facebook ko niyan.
Yeah.
Nung after we went 2-3, nag-post ako, sabi ko, I miss Raven Cortez.
Oh.
After nung 2-3, sabi ko, pucha, nami-miss ko si Raven. Sabi ko, pambihira. Pero yun nga, tama ka. Good thing na nag-step up si Pabs big time. Sobra.
Yeah,
How
speaking
do
of
you-
Pablo,
how do you-
yeah.
How do you guys get bigs? How do you guys Luis that athletic? I mean, I used to watch him in Green Hills, guys, and he wasn't like that eh. And parang medyo nagulat talaga ako. And how do you guys get it? Parang and how do I sign up for that?
When Pabs came here, residency year niya, the first thing that he told me, he was like, I want to be like Kevin, like I want to emulate his work ethic, yung obsessed type work ethic. And I feel like he did. Siya yung pumalit kay Kevin sa most hardworking sa team. Like even on off days, he would ask me for a lift. And especially nung last year ng residency niya, nandyan pa si Kevin dun eh. So he would pag nasa activate sila, nahihiya pa siya kay Kevin pero lagi siyang bumubulong sabi na gusto ko talaga mag-pick out ng brains niya. I wanna ask him a lot of questions so I could grow. Pero si Kevin kasi tatahi-tahimik eh. So, ang hirap nun eh. So,
Tinignan ka lang
so
ni
yan.
Kevin.
Pero nung finals, nung before game 1, those two guys were always calling each other. Like, Pabs was always asking Kev for advice. So, buti na lang that night before nung game 1, di ba ang ganda ng laro ni Pabs?
G,
All right. Sige.
I have
Yeah.
a question
Yeah.
to both Coach Migs and Coach Jello. So any of them can answer. Yung ano to
I'll
kasi, lahat ng tao tinatanong din to sa akin eh. Pag meron tayo pag warm up before the game starts, may platform tayo na where the players, I see the players jump every time pag warm ups. Para lang may sagot na yung audience natin kasi ang dami nagtatanong nito eh. So in the easiest way that you can explain to us, anong purpose nung ginagawa na yun ng mga players?
Or is it a secret? Okay lang
Sige,
ba
go,
secret?
Jel. Ikaw na, Jel.
Ano yun? Well, hindi naman siya secret. I don't know if you guys noticed also. UP is also doing it. Meron silang platform doon. Matalon din sila. So basically that's a first plate. So that measures jump height and Pero all throughout the season, kahit sa Razon, kahit sa practices, we jump on that mat. So basically, doon kasi namin makita yung trends of how fresh they are, how ready they are. 'Di ba? So tapos doon din namin makikita if these boys are peaking. These boys are mababa yung talon or maybe they're fatigued. So hindi lang siya during the games, hindi lang siya dahil nakikita lang sa venue, ginagawa namin. We do it almost every day. Basta minamatch lang namin siya on days where medium intensity day or high or heavy day.
Art.
But so hindi siya parang yun nga, just para lang may metrics lang kami to see if these guys are improving or these guys are fresh or ready to play or
Yeah.
they're peaking. Yan. Yun lang yun.
And we correlate that to their HRVs also. So, yung jump mat, the force plate, it's for us to see if they're physically fresh. Yung HRV is if they're fresh yung cardio nila. So
Central
we
nervous
correlate
system.
those two, and it's central nervous system, like the layman's term. I don't know how to say it in layman's term, but we correlate those and we see metrics and we see trends if they're peaking. And actually, yun yung gagawin namin ni Jello ngayong December. Magtatrabaho pa rin kami. We're gonna gather all the data and see if we really did peak for that finals. But another metric that I like to look at to see if we peaked is fourth quarter scoring or second half scoring. So
Yeah.
I was looking at our last 6 wins,
Yeah.
ba? Or 6 straight wins, ba? 6 wins except
Yeah.
for that game 2. Wherein
Yeah.
we really dominated the second half and the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
meaning that those guys really peaked and, they sustained their power outputs throughout the whole
Yep.
game or even towards the end.
Tsaka rebounding din.
Galing.
Ako, personally,
And-
as a
and
big
is that-
man,
is that-
I look at rebounding din. So, in the past, like, yung Final Four and Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, we out-rebounded NU till towards the end of the season.
So is that guys, is that how you found out na may sakit yung mga players natin? Like, did you find out in the HRV first? Kung baksak
Here.
yung
Yeah,
HRV.
yeah.
Ay,
Dito.
so,
So,
baka may sakit ba to?
Yeah, every time somebody's red recovery, we're like, anong nararamdaman mo? May sakit ka ba? Most often than not, they do like, feel feverish. Ganyan.
Yeah.
Or kulang sa tulog, ganun.
Yeah.
So, automatic yun.
No,
Pag
I
makita
asked
namin
kasi, sorry, just to correlate with what you guys...
Yeah, yun nga. Yeah, automatic yun na when we see red recovery, we always ask them if they're sick, they're feeling sick. And pag sinabi nila they're feeling sick, balikan na ng dorm. Ganun lang.
Okay,
Galing
okay.
Galing.
No, Yeah. No, I asked kasi sorry, just to correlate ha. Literally in the last 3 days, my HRV has dropped kasi massively. I don't feel sick. Pero today lang was the first day I felt sick eh.
So,
Pero since
baka parang
Sunday,
anong mga players, bro. Kasi yung mga players ngayon, ang bababa ng HRV kasi puro party eh.
Yan.
Yeah.
ah,
At
yeah.
all end. Ako
Hindi,
sleep
baka,
end.
baka yung sa'yo ganun
Oo,
din, G.
oo.
Oh,
Umiinom
umiinom
kasi,
eh.
'di ba? Umiinom eh, no? Oo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Napatingin tuloy ako
Oo.
sa akin. Mine's normal, at least steady. So, that's good.
Yeah. Oo.
Yeah,
So, I guess
gusto ko
ano,
itanong naman.
yeah.
Kasi di ba, wait, sige, ako muna. Tanong ko lang. Di ba, the players, everyone knows the work you do with the players. To a certain degree, yung coaching staff ba or the other non-coaching staff we have in Dasal also seek your help or parang lumalapit ba sila or nakikisali ba sila sa training? Sino
Nung
bang
una,
involved
pero
na parang nag-express ng desire to?
yeah, as much as possible, they try to ask for expertise. Pero kasi parang, di ba, the way Jello and I approach a certain, approach our field is we want to educate first. Eh, parang ayaw na nila to go through that bullshit eh. Na parang ine-educate. They just want to do the work. They just like, just give me the fucking program. Yeah, I've been working out my whole life. I know how to work out. Eh, that's
Hirap
the,
nun ah.
the beauty of, that's the beauty of training college players because they're still
Yes,
developing certain
agree.
habits, so you still get to educate, diba?
Oo.
Open pa sila to learn.
Um, like, and ano, there's a crucial point in the season, siguro before we close this out, na we had a 2 week break. It was obviously very beneficial to Mason
Yeah.
and Kian, but for everyone else, we have it. We heard na I think, how do you guys keep them up to speed, especially when
Yeah.
they're not playing actual basketball? Parang, and maybe we saw that in the losing streak, di ba? Na baka nahirapan tayo at hindi napipiga. But what were your thoughts? How did you guys try to approach it during that point in time?
Siguro kami noon nung nagkaroon ng 2 week break, um, tumuloy pa rin kami sa practice. Like, we didn't really stop practicing. So, parang nagpunta pa kami ng Indang sa farm nila Boss Rafi. We were still practicing, we were still lifting weights and all of that. Actually, naging ano rin yun, naging malaking question mark din sa amin if will that, uh, will that make us or break us yung 2 week break na yun. And eventually parang it kind of, dahil nga natalo after that, kind of felt na it was a bad idea nga. Parang hindi pa napaganda sa amin yung 2 week break. Pero yun nga kami ni Migs kasi naniniwala kami na always trust that dip. You always trust that dip na bababa ka, you will go down physically, performance bababa. Pero the only way naman na pag nasa baba ka na, aangat ka na lang eh. So at that certain point, lagi ko sinasabi to kay Migs throughout the season. Ito, relax lang kayo dyan. Relax lang kayo dyan. Pipik yan ng tama. And all the players, like, lagi ko sinasabi yan. And alam ni Migs na I've been chill the entire season except for Game 2 and Game 3. Pero entire season, I was just chill about it. Relax lang kayo dyan. Nagtatatalo tayo, relax lang kayo dyan. Kasi alam ko,
Yeah.
pipik kami
Even
pa
nung
towards the end.
Even nung 86 yun yung ano namin ni Jello eh. Everyone was panicking when 4-3 kami nung first round eh. We were like, bro, wait, just wait. We're gonna peak. Everyone always panics eh. I know you guys probably panicked. Pero,
Not us,
yeah, yeah. So,
No.
yun. Nagpipeak talaga. Everything's controlled in this. Habang nandito kami, makokontrol namin yan.
And I think to add to your, I love this part of the conversation kasi when Vic and I were looking back at the LaSalle Championships, way back kahit nung sobrang bata pa natin, the 4P,
Bata niyo
we
pa.
would always oo. Sorry, natira ko si Victor na. Sorry. Natira ko si Victor. No, kasi I think when we were looking at the 4P, even yung 2004, 2007, it was always a great second round eh. It was like we would barely have good
Even
first
13.
rounds and we would
Even
even
2013 was.
2013 eh. And tingin ko yun yung key for for a Lasal championship more than anything. Um, Sige guys, we'll just close this out already. But just some questions for both of you na lang. And siguro I'll allow us to be a little bit more philosophical here. Is what do you guys hope for Philippine college basketball and strength and conditioning? I think a lot of people are thinking about it
Mm-mm.
more now, or are giving more importance to it. And what is your hope for this as a profession? And what do you guys want to achieve? I know, Mig, siguro, yung hope natin is sana KQ makes it to the NBA, di ba? And
Yeah,
become
yeah,
one of the first. And
yeah.
that's a great, that's a great testament to the work you guys have done. But broader, what do you guys want to happen?
Uh, for me, I would like to have uh, the sport coaches to have more buy-in, same as how Coach Topex has buy-in. Because for me, I see Coach Topex like Greg Popovich. He's a forerunner of sports science in basketball, wherein he listens to load management. That's the reason why Spurs was so successful for so long. Players were only playing certain amount of minutes because come playoffs they needed to peak. And Greg Popovich believed in his trainers, diba? Just like Coach Topex believed in us. And we need more, coaches in the Philippines na ganyan. Lalo na in the pro level. Kasi in the NBA, yung peak ng mga basketball players in terms of strength and conditioning is when they get to the pros. Sa Philippines, yung peak ng mga basketball players in strength and conditioning is in college. And then you take a little bit of a dip when you get to the pros. Parang magiging mas less explosive ka. So, yan yung hope namin ni Jello na yung mga players namin ngayon na nasa college, na ine-educate namin of how things should be ran. Once they're the old ones and once they're the head coaches, sana maging ganun na. So, in our lifetime as strength and conditioning coaches, hindi namin yan marireach na. Lahat ganyan. Kasi probably retired na kami by then. But, yun nga. So, sana yung mga bata ngayon na sila yung magiging head coach in the future. Hopefully, they would adapt to the way we run things na very scientific. So, yan.
I also really hope na, to your point, right? Like, when Jacob Cortez comes back to coach Lasal in up the future, tapos lahat ng players niya clutch pare, lahat clutch. Oo. Eh, and he can shoot from the 4-point line. And I really hope that that's gonna happen. Okay.
G,
We're top of the hour. Yes,
may
yes, Jake.
question ako for pahabol kasi nabanggit to ni Coach Jello dun sa sagot niya kanina. How do you guys manage yung situations where, for example, hindi ko alam kung kay Coach Topex or from other coaches, like, I want this player to play for this game kahit alam natin na hindi siya talaga healthy. How do you guys do the bargaining? Or explain na coach hindi talaga pwede or sige pwede. So how do you guys manage those kinds of situations?
Bro, that's what we love about Coach Topex. He's really a player's coach. Yung pag sinabi namin na if this player plays, he might get hurt in the long run. So let's just not play him. Even if the player wants to play, he's gonna talk to that player one-on-one. Sasabihin niya, if I'm gonna play you, I'm doing you a disservice. So I want you to play if only you're 100%. Except, towards the end, parang
Yeah.
nung finals na, like Kian sprained his ankle game 2, he's like, wala, all out na kahit may masakit dyan, laro na tayo.
And that being said, just a final phone-in question. Totoo ba na pampatibay ng tuhod ang balot?
Parang alam ko
Ano tanong niya, no?
No, it's really a phone-in question. As in,
Kaya
it's
nga.
really here.
Parang alam ko sino nagtanong niyan eh.
Hindi sila sumasagot. Kinakabahan ako sa sagot.
Hindi, pero maganda yung nutrient properties ng balot. Ha?
Talaga?
Mataas yung protein niya, mataas yung calorie to protein wise, it's a good ratio.
Any people you want to greet here from the team or the La Solid community, guys? You've got a cult following, both of you, and believe me, even kami, like we're like the way you guys came in season 86 and just completely transformed Lasal. Kami bilib na bilib kami sa inyo, and we really say that also to everyone who asks us what is the key difference. Of course, we say Coach Topex, but we say it to you guys as well. So, to the Lasalle community, any messages, anything you guys wanna say?
Well, first and foremost, shout out to our PTs, PT Marco and PT Teddy. Like, ang dami ko ng teams na nakakatrabaho. Ang dami ko ng pro teams and college teams. I've been an SNC coach for 8 years. And I think they have been the most collaborative and easy to work with PTs. And they don't get the same flowers that we get. And I think we had a dinner with the team, and Mike had a speech, an hour speech, wherein he addressed everyone personally. And umiyak siya ng sobrang wild nung in-address niya si PT Teddy. Sabi niya, "You saved my life, man." Tapos umiyak siya. So, yun.
Ay, nako. I'm not gonna say what was. All I'm gonna say is, PT Marco and PT Teddy, baka naman kung mag-reconsider kayo, pa-message na lang ako.
Medyo low-key kasi yung dalawa eh. Ayaw mag-guess eh. Low-key yung dalawa eh.
Okay. Hindi, pero
Tagal na
ano
namin
eh,
sila na-meet. Football pa lang and other sports.
Oo.
Yung mga big, we
Low-key
see
na lang
them
yung dalawa.
all around.
tingin ko ayaw nila podcast eh. Tingin ko gusto nila
Oo,
inuman lang eh. Yung
inuman
hindi
lang.
naka-record eh.
Gusto nila,
Yun yung
gusto nila podcast pero may
Yun.
kasamang inom. Ganun.
Merong abot na ino.
Oo. Oo.
Mababa
Sige
HRP
nga.
namin ni Gio rin.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I think that's it, guys. So Coach Migs, Coach Jello, thank you for joining us today in the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Champions. Yeah, two-time champions.
Salamat sa attendance.
Thank you sa attendance guys.
Salamat sa attendance. Oo.
Yes, sir.
Ito nga pala yung attendance series namin pala to, no? All right. So, as we always say, thank you and
Lasal.
animo.
Ano mo?
Lasal.
Lasal, let's go.